Welcome to our channel. Today's lesson is filled with helpful insights, especially for those moments when you feel lonely or disconnected. There comes a moment in everyone's life when you look around and realize it's just you. No cheering crowd, no helping hand, no comforting shoulder. Just your heart, your mindset, and the fire burning quietly inside you. And in that moment, most people feel fear. They think being alone means being weak, abandoned, or forgotten. But the truth is far more powerful. Being alone is where real strength is born. Solitude is not a punishment. It is a transformation chamber. When life removes people from your path, it's not always loss. Sometimes it's preparation. When you stand alone, you are forced to meet the real version of yourself, the version that doesn't hide behind others, the version that learns to fight, rebuild, and rise without applause. In silence, your mind becomes sharper, your vision becomes clearer, your purpose becomes louder. You begin to understand that every strong, successful, disciplined person became powerful not because they had support, but because they learned how to survive without it. This video will show you the truth. You don't need a crowd to become unstoppable. You don't need external motivation to rise. You don't need validation to believe in yourself. You only need you, the stronger, wiser, unbreakable version that is waiting to come out. Today, you will learn 10 powerful tips that will help you turn loneliness into strength, solitude into focus, and independence into unstoppable power. Your alone season is not the end. It is the beginning of your transformation. Tip 1. Build a strong inner world. When you are alone, the most important battlefield is not the outside world. It is the world inside your mind. Your inner world determines your confidence, your decisions, your discipline, and the direction of your life. And the truth is simple. If you are strong on the inside, nothing on the outside can break you. But if you are weak inside, even the smallest challenge will crush you. Building a strong inner world begins with self-awareness. Sit with your thoughts. Listen to them. Understand what hurts you, what scares you, what motivates you, and what drains your energy. Most people run from their own minds, so they search for noise, entertainment, or distractions. But strong people do the opposite. They walk toward their thoughts and reshape them. They turn silence into self-discovery. Next, strengthen your mindset. Replace negative thoughts with constructive ones. Instead of thinking, I have no one, think, I have myself, and that's enough to start. Instead of saying, I can't handle this, tell yourself, this is how I become stronger. Your inner voice becomes your inner power, so train it like a muscle. Build inner confidence through action. Do small things consistently. Wake up early, exercise, read, complete difficult tasks, learn skills. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your inner world becomes tougher. You start trusting yourself. You stop depending on others. You realize that your strength is created through discipline, not validation. Finally, protect your inner world like a treasure. Avoid people who drain your energy. Avoid environments that limit your potential, and avoid habits that weaken your mind. Your inner world is your foundation. When it is strong, you become unshakable, independent, and powerful, even in complete solitude. Remember this, the strongest people are not the ones with the biggest crowds, but the ones whose inner world is built like iron. When you master your mind, you master your life. Tip 2. Turn loneliness into a weapon. Loneliness can break you, or it can build you into someone the world cannot ignore. What decides the outcome is how you use it. Most people fear being alone because they associate it with emptiness, rejection, or sadness. But the truth is that loneliness is simply unused power. It is free time, free space, and free silence that, when used correctly, becomes a weapon stronger than motivation, support, or encouragement from others. When you are alone, there are no distractions, no noise, no expectations. And in this silence, you finally have the chance to hear your own thoughts clearly. This is where direction is born. This is where your real goals, dreams, and plans become visible. Loneliness is the moment life forces you to look inward and ask, who am I? What do I want? What am I capable of becoming? Those questions cannot be answered when the world is loud. They require silence. Instead of running from loneliness, use it. Channel it into self-improvement. Study, learn, practice, train, grow, while everyone else wastes time chasing company. Loneliness gives you hours of uninterrupted focus. It gives you the freedom to work on your dreams without distraction. It gives you the advantage of discipline because no one is there to interrupt your growth. And here is the secret. The people who become powerful are the ones who transform loneliness into fuel. They use the pain as motivation, the silence as clarity, and the time as opportunity. They rise quietly, working in the dark while everyone else complains about being alone. Loneliness is not your enemy. It is your training partner. It is shaping you, strengthening you, sharpening you. If you embrace it, you will develop a focus that others envy, a discipline that others cannot understand, and a strength that others cannot break. Turn loneliness into your weapon, and you will rise faster than you ever imagined. Tip 3. Become your own motivation. One of the greatest levels of strength is reached when you no longer wait for anyone to push you, inspire you, or encourage you, because you have learned how to motivate yourself. When you rely on others for motivation, your progress becomes unstable. Some days people cheer for you, and some days they disappear. Some days they believe in you, and some days they doubt you. That is why real power begins the moment you become your own source of fire. To motivate yourself, start by building a deep personal reason for your goals. Not a reason that sounds good to others, but a reason that hits your heart. Ask yourself, why do I want to be better? Who do I want to prove wrong? What kind of future do I want to create? Who do I refuse to be anymore? Real motivation is emotional. It must hurt you, excite you, or challenge you. When the reason becomes strong, the motivation becomes automatic. Next, create small victories every day. Wake up early, complete tasks, exercise, learn something new, improve your habits. These actions build momentum, and momentum becomes motivation. When you see yourself becoming stronger, more disciplined, more focused, you don't need anyone to remind you to work. You become hungry for progress. Also, stop relying on external validation. You don't need likes, praise, or approval to keep going. You don't need others to understand your journey. Motivation is internal. It lives inside your ambition, not outside it. Start celebrating your own wins, recognizing your own growth, and rewarding your own discipline. Finally, use your hardships as fuel. Every setback, every betrayal, every moment of loneliness can either break you or fire you up. Let your pain remind you that you have something to rise above. Let your challenges awaken your strength instead of your doubt. When you become your own motivation, you become unstoppable. No one can slow you down, because your fire comes from within. Tip 4. Create a powerful daily routine. When you are alone, your routine becomes your backbone. It replaces the support you don't have. It gives you structure, purpose, and direction. A powerful routine is not just about waking up early or being productive. It is about creating a lifestyle that shapes you into someone strong, disciplined, and impossible to break. When you have a routine, you don't depend on motivation. You depend on habits. And habits are far more reliable. Start by building a morning routine that strengthens your mind before the world even wakes up. Wake up early, hydrate, stretch, read something empowering, or journal your goals. This is your time, pure, quiet, and distraction-free. The goal is to set the tone for your entire day with intention, not reaction. Strong people start their morning in control, not in chaos. Next, structure your day around growth. Break your goals into daily tasks. Instead of saying, "I'll work on it someday," work on it today. Give each hour a purpose. When you are alone, time can easily slip away, but a routine protects you from wasting your potential. Every productive day becomes a brick in the foundation of your future self. Include physical training in your routine. Exercise is not just for your body, it sharpens your mind, builds confidence, and teaches discipline. When you push your body, you prove to yourself that you can overcome discomfort. That mental toughness follows you into every other area of life. Finally, end your day with reflection. Ask yourself, what did I improve today? What did I learn? What can I do better tomorrow? Nighttime reflection helps you stay accountable, especially when no one else is watching. A powerful routine turns loneliness into strength. It gives you rhythm, control, and consistency. Over time, your routine becomes your identity, and that identity becomes unstoppable. Tip 5. Master emotional control. When you are alone, your emotions can either guide you or destroy you. Without emotional control, loneliness becomes fear, silence becomes overthinking, and challenges become overwhelming. But when you master your emotions, you become unshakable. Emotional control is not about ignoring your feelings. It's about understanding them, managing them, and directing them toward strength instead of weakness. The first step is awareness. Pay attention to what triggers your anger, sadness, anxiety, or stress. Most people react without thinking. They let emotions take over. But strong people pause. They breathe. They observe. They ask themselves, why am I feeling this? Is this emotion real, or is it just a temporary reaction? This moment of awareness is the difference between emotional chaos and emotional power. Next, learn how to respond instead of react. When something hurts you, don't explode. Don't spiral. Don't make decisions from anger or fear. Step back, detach for a moment, and respond with logic. Emotional masters don't allow situations or people to control their state of mind. They protect their peace like a warrior guards his strength. Use your emotions as fuel. If you feel pain, turn it into focus. If you feel loss, turn it into motivation. If you feel fear, turn it into courage. Every emotion carries energy. Your task is to redirect that energy into growth. This is how champions are built in silence. Also, avoid emotional dependency. Don't rely on others to make you happy, validate you, or calm you. Learn to self-soothe. Learn to comfort yourself. Learn to sit with your emotions until they pass. When you can manage your own emotional storms, you no longer fear being alone. You become powerful in solitude. Finally, create emotional discipline through habits like meditation, journaling, deep breathing, and taking breaks when your mind needs space. These habits strengthen your inner world and prevent emotional burnout. Remember, the strongest people are not the ones who feel nothing. They are the ones who control everything they feel. Master your emotions, and no external force can break you. Tip 6. Build skills that make you independent. Being strong alone is not just about mindset. It is also about ability. When you develop skills that make you independent, you stop waiting for help, approval, or support. You become capable. I become resourceful. You become someone who can survive, grow, and succeed without depending on anyone. Independence is freedom, and freedom is power. Start by identifying the skills that will strengthen your growth. These skills can be practical, like communication, financial management, self-discipline, decision-making, or problem-solving. They can be creative, like writing, design, coding, or content creation. Or they can be life skills, like cooking, organizing, planning, or managing your time. The more skills you build, the more confident and self-reliant you become. Next, commit to learning one new skill at a time. Focus, practice, and be consistent. You don't need the perfect environment or expensive training. You only need curiosity and discipline. Use online courses, books, long-form videos, and free resources. Your alone time becomes your study time. Your silent hours become hours of growth. Every skill you gain increases your independence. You stop relying on others for answers because you know how to find them yourself. You stop depending on people for emotional strength because you build inner stability. You stop waiting for opportunities because your skills create them. Also, building skills boosts your identity. Instead of seeing yourself as someone who is alone, you start seeing yourself as someone who is capable and evolving. You begin to trust your abilities. You start feeling proud of the person you're becoming. Finally, remember that skills compound. Learning one skill makes the next one easier. Improving one area of your life strengthens the others. Over time, your independence turns into mastery, and your mastery turns into confidence that no one can take away. Being alone is not a disadvantage. It is your greatest chance to grow without limits. Use that time wisely. Build skills that make you powerful, self-reliant, and unstoppable. Tip 7. Remove weaknesses without mercy. If you truly want to become strong alone, you must confront one thing most people avoid: your weaknesses. Not the weaknesses you show publicly, the ones you hide. Your bad habits, your excuses, your laziness, your fears, your lack of discipline. These are the invisible chains that keep you stuck, and if you don't cut them, they will quietly destroy your potential. The first step is brutal honesty. Sit with yourself and identify what slows you down. What distracts you? What drains your energy? What habits keep you from becoming the person you want to be? This is not about judging yourself. It's about freeing yourself. Weaknesses grow when you ignore them, but they shrink when you expose them. Next, eliminate these weaknesses without mercy. If scrolling on your phone steals hours from your dreams, limit it. If procrastination controls you, break tasks into smaller steps and attack them. If fear stops you from taking action, face it daily, even in small ways. Weaknesses do not disappear by hoping. They disappear by discipline. Strong people are not perfect. They simply refuse to let their weaknesses win. Every time you replace a bad habit with a productive one, you build a stronger version of yourself. Every time you push through discomfort, your resilience increases. Every time you do what needs to be done instead of what feels easy, you move one level higher. Also, stop giving yourself excuses. No one is coming to fix your life. No one is responsible for your future. No one is obligated to carry you. The moment you accept full responsibility, you also gain full power. Weaknesses lose their control when you stop blaming circumstances and start taking action. Finally, remember this: strength is built in silence, discipline, and self-correction. Removing your weaknesses is painful, but so is staying weak. Choose the pain that leads to growth. When you eliminate what makes you weak, nothing in the world can stop you from rising. Tip 8. Protect your energy and focus. Being strong alone is not just about physical strength or skills. It's about protecting what is most valuable, your energy. Every interaction, every environment, and every distraction either adds to your power or drains it. If you fail to guard your energy, you will find yourself exhausted, demotivated, and unable to grow. Protecting your energy is not selfish. It is essential for building strength, independence, and success. The first step is awareness. Notice who and what drains you. Toxic people, unnecessary drama, negative environments, and endless distractions can silently steal your focus. Strong people do not argue with unnecessary negativity or waste time on things they cannot control. They create boundaries. They distance themselves from anything that does not serve their growth. Next, prioritize focus. When you are alone, your time is a weapon. Protect it fiercely. Set specific goals. Dedicate time blocks to work on your skills and eliminate interruptions. Avoid mindless scrolling, gossip, or activities that waste hours. Your focus becomes your superpower. While others get lost in distractions, you move forward with purpose. Also, manage mental and emotional energy. Practice habits that recharge you: exercise, meditation, reading, journaling, and spending time in silence. When your mind is clear and your energy high, you make better decisions, stay disciplined, and remain unstoppable. Learn to say no. Saying no is not rejection, it's self-respect. Every yes to something that drains you is a no to your growth. Protecting your energy means prioritizing yourself and your goals over pleasing others or fitting in. Finally, understand that energy and focus are your secret weapons in solitude. When used correctly, they turn loneliness into an advantage. The more you protect them, the stronger you become, and the faster you rise above challenges. Remember, powerful people do not waste their energy. They guard it, direct it, and multiply it. Protect your energy, focus relentlessly, and watch yourself become unstoppable, even alone. Tip 9. Build unshakable self-belief. Being alone tests your self-belief. When no one is there to cheer for you, when the world doubts you, and when challenges feel overwhelming, your belief in yourself becomes the most powerful weapon you own. Without it, even the strongest skills, habits, and routines can crumble. But with unshakable self-belief, you become unstoppable, fearless, and capable of achieving the impossible. The first step is to silence self-doubt. Every time a negative thought enters your mind, "I can't do this," or "I'm not enough," replace it immediately with a positive affirmation. Speak to yourself like a mentor, not a critic. Remind yourself of your past victories, your skills, and your ability to overcome obstacles. When you repeatedly tell your mind the truth about your potential, belief becomes automatic. Next, visualize success. See yourself achieving your goals, overcoming hardships, and standing tall in the face of adversity. Visualization strengthens your identity, trains your subconscious, and prepares your mind for real-life challenges. When your internal vision is strong, outside circumstances cannot shake you. Also, act in alignment with your belief. Self-belief is useless without action. Every small decision that reflects confidence, taking responsibility, pursuing your goals, facing fears, and standing firm in your values, reinforces the belief that you are capable. Action builds proof, and proof builds unshakable confidence. Surround yourself with inspiration, even in solitude. Read about people who achieved greatness alone. Learn from their struggles, discipline, and determination. Let their stories remind you that self-belief is cultivated, not inherited. Finally, understand that self-belief is a choice you make every day. No one can give it to you, and no one can take it away. When you cultivate this internal trust, you become your own anchor, your own source of strength, and your own unwavering guide. Believe in yourself, even when no one else does. When self-belief becomes your foundation, you are untouchable, strong, powerful, and unstoppable alone. Tip 10. Become your own support system. When you are alone, the harshest truth is that no one is coming to save you. No one is going to fix your problems, push you forward, or give you the courage to face life's challenges. And that is where real power is born, when you learn to be your own support system. Strength is not built through dependence, it is built through self-reliance. The first step is to take full responsibility for your life. Stop waiting for validation, approval, or encouragement from others. Every decision, every action, and every outcome is yours to own. When you accept responsibility, you also gain control. You realize that your success or failure is determined not by others, but by your own choices, discipline, and mindset. Next, develop self-encouragement habits. Speak to yourself positively. Celebrate your small victories. Remind yourself of your achievements and progress. When you can cheer for yourself, motivate yourself, and comfort yourself, you are no longer dependent on external voices. Your inner strength grows, and solitude no longer feels lonely. It feels empowering. Learn to face challenges independently. When problems arise, do not panic or seek instant solutions from others. Analyze, plan, and take action on your own. Each problem you solve alone adds to your confidence and proves that you are capable of handling life's toughest moments. Also, cultivate self-love and patience. Support yourself emotionally by understanding that growth takes time, setbacks are part of the process, and your journey is unique. Treat yourself with kindness, but remain disciplined and uncompromising in your pursuit of strength. Finally, understand that becoming your own support system makes you unstoppable. When you can rely on yourself completely, external circumstances, people, or obstacles lose their power over you. You become self-sufficient, resilient, and unshakable. Remember, the strongest people in the world are those who can stand alone, face life without excuses, and lift themselves when no one else will. Become your own support system, and you will become truly powerful. Being alone is not a curse. It is a test, a challenge, and the greatest opportunity you will ever face. Life does not always hand you support, applause, or validation. Sometimes it leaves you in silence, forcing you to confront yourself. And in that silence, true strength is born. The person you become when no one is watching, when no one is cheering, And when no one believes in you, is the person who will rise above every obstacle, every doubt, and every challenge. Remember, being alone does not mean being weak. It means you are building resilience, sharpening your focus, and strengthening your mind, body, and spirit. Every tip you've learned, from building a strong inner world to becoming your own support system, is a tool to transform solitude into power. Every habit, every skill, every discipline you practice while alone compounds into unstoppable momentum. The journey of becoming strong alone is not easy. It requires patience, courage, and relentless commitment. But the reward is worth it. Confidence that cannot be shaken, independence that cannot be stolen, and inner power that cannot be defeated. So embrace your alone season. Protect your energy, master your emotions, and believe in yourself when no one else does. Turn loneliness into fuel, discipline into strength, and solitude into freedom. Stand tall, stand firm, and rise above. You are not weak, you are not powerless, and you are not alone. You are becoming strong, unstoppable, and powerful, and the world will one day witness the greatness that was quietly built within you.